together. Radio Manu 91, where it's always better. Where it's always better. Yo, सुबह का सूरज या शाम का रंग, we bring you joy हर जुबान का धन. Community की बात हम हैं आपके साथ, let's spread the love, चलो मिल के साथ. Tune in, turn up, दिल से बात करो. Radio Manu 92 FM के साथ चलो. Every voice counts, हर लम्हा यहाँ चलो बात करके देखते हैं. Let's all shine on. Yo, let's all go. सेहत की बात or dreams to share. Radio Manu 92 FM, we're always there. From unity to joy, we bring the light. Every word, every tune makes everything right. Listen up, it's time to unite. Radio Manu 92 FM, shining bright. Dill se suno, we love and care. Chalo baat karke dekhte hain, let's take it there. So come along for the ride. Radio Manu 92 FM, we're by your side. चलो बात करके देखते हैं. Your voice, your guide.
ये है रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM. चलो बात करके देखते हैं.
This is Radio Manu 90.0 FM presenting Saheli Samvad.
Adab Hyderabad. This is RJ Monisha and welcome to another episode of Saheli Samvad. Saheli Samvad is presented by Center for Women Studies, Maulana Azad National Urdu University and Rubaru, a youth development organization working on issues of social inclusion in Hyderabad for the last 10 years. On today's episode, our topic is women in business, and we have another entrepreneur with us, Lakshmi Priya, who has joined us today. Lakshmi Priya is a content writer for children's books, and we will hear about her journey, her entrepreneurial journey in what makes her who she is today. Hi Priya.
Hi, thank you, Monisha. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Should I call you Lakshmi Priya? Should I call you Priya?
Call me Priya.
Great.
Okay.
So Priya, as we always begin, we start with an introduction about you. So if you can tell us a little bit about you, what all you have done, what has your career been like, and what makes you into a content writer for children's books today.
Okay, sure. So basically, I'm from Bangalore. I've been married in Hyderabad. So from the last 30 years, I've been in Hyderabad. So more of, still the love for Bangalore still exists.
30 years later.
Yeah, 30 years later.
Yeah.
But I do share equal love with Hyderabad. So when I go there, friends ask me, I say so many good things about Hyderabad. And when I'm here, I talk much about Bangalore.
Yeah.
So that's what is happening. So basically, after marriage, it was like I wanted to do something. But the first 2-3 years, I did take a break for my first son to grow. And then I did some teaching in a school.
Okay.
Then after that, I did medical transcription.
Yeah.
Then I moved on to an IT job.
Okay.
Then after that, I did take a break because my second son was born.
Okay.
So after 3 years, I again did a course for children.
Okay.
And then I wanted to start a play group.
Mm-hmm.
But then it didn't happen.
Okay.
So I moved into, again, a teaching profession for some time. And then I moved into a restaurant business, which my husband wanted to start. Yeah. Actually, he had already started. So basically, I started with helping him.
Okay.
Then I had my own stuff. So
Okay.
I had to take care of my own restaurant.
Okay.
So that was how it was. And now, right now, I do reviewing of books for children.
Okay.
And do some content writing also for the regular books with the children read.
Okay. So interesting. Thank you for sharing. I think it has been, you've done a whole varied array of professions, jobs in what you have shared. So if you can share a little bit about how you decided to go into teaching, then go into medical transcription, then go into an IT field. So and changing your jobs at different points. Usually we are told try to stick to single career in your life, and try to build that career.
Yes.
So a little bit about your education. How did that feed into what you were doing? Yeah, if you can share that journey.
So basically, my mom was a teacher, so I had that first-hand experience going with her, visiting the school. So that was there with me. It's somewhat I was more tuned to that.
Okay.
But then my father was the one who always inspired me. He always said a woman should work. She should be independent. She should earn money.
Yeah.
And that is where it was stuck in my brain. At any point of time, I should be always doing something for the family other than just taking care.
Yeah.
So that was the main inspiration for me.
Okay. And between your different jobs, so how did you decide that from teaching you'll go into medical transcription?
So I have done.
What were your pivotal learning points at each of these stages? Yeah.
So what I had done my BSc microbiology. So I was more inclined into medical terms and all that. So that was where I thought I could fit in.
Okay.
So that's why I took up medical transcription. But then again, I moved to IT job because it was like a evening shift for me.
Okay.
And then I thought I could take care of my child, and when my husband comes back, I can go for work. Something like that stuck with me.
Okay.
So I worked for almost 10 years in an IT job.
Wow. Huh.
And then I moved on to taking up a restaurant business.
Okay. So, so what were some challenges or what were some risks that you took in each of these phases, and how did you navigate some of these challenges? Was there pressure from the family or there pressure from yourself? Where was that? Yeah.
Yes, definitely there was pressure. There was stress all around. My parents were aging. There's nobody to take care of my in-laws, my parents. And also my children were growing up. That's a common factor for all the ladies, I think. So that is where I was feeling stressed out. I didn't know when I had to put down my papers. I didn't know which was my last day at work because of all of these things. And there were days when I got up and I said, this is enough. Let me stop today. So that days also I have faced.
Yeah.
But then there was some kind of an encouragement from within myself. So that is what pushed me on. And also my husband was very supporting. He never said, no, you need not go to work. He always used to inspire me. And he used to say good things like, you should go women. So it was like from my father, my husband took over.
Yeah.
And both of the people were inspiring me.
Yeah.
So that is where I think that kept me moving.
Yeah. Thank you, Priya, for sharing. I think it's a great start to understanding the different facets of your entrepreneurial journey. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
We're in conversation with Priya today on her entrepreneurial journey about understanding what it means for a woman to be in business. Stay tuned with us. We'll be right back after this short break on Saheli Samvad.
आप सुन रहे हैं सहेली संवाद, रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM का वुमेन्स शो। This is Radio Manu, a community radio station.
So join the wave, come along for the ride. Radio Manu 90.0 FM, we're by your side. चलो बात करके देखते हैं.
Your voice, your guide.
आइए अब सुनते हैं हिस्ट्रीज मिस्ट्रीज।
दोस्तों आदाब, हिस्ट्रीज मिस्ट्रीज में आपका खैर मकदम है। मैं हूं आरजे उबैद और आज हम बात करेंगे इन्वेंशन ऑफ व्हील्स की। दोस्तों, पहिए का इन्वेंशन इंसानी क्रिएटिविटी की एक उम्दा मिसाल है जिसने इंसानी तरक्की में एक इनकलाब बर्पा किया। इसके आने के बाद बेइंतहा तरक्की होने लगी और एक रेवोल्यूशन की शुरुआत हुई। इसने सामान के ट्रांसपोर्टेशन और सफ़र के तरीके में इनकलाब लाने का काम किया। ये ख्याल किया जाता है कि पहिए का पहला इस्तेमाल 3500 BC के आसपास कदीम तहजीबों जैसे मेसोपोटामिया और वादी सिंध में हुआ। ये जानना दिलचस्पी से खाली ना होगा कि शुरुआती दिनों में पहिए का इस्तेमाल कुम्हार के एक आले यानी टूल के तौर पर हुआ, जहां इससे मिट्टी के बर्तन बनाने का काम लिया जाता था। फिर इसने स्थानीय तरक्की में एक अहम रोल अदा किया और इसका इस्तेमाल गाड़ियों के पहिए के तौर पर होने लगा, जिससे ट्रेड, एग्रीकल्चर और शहरों की तरक्की को तेजी मिली। तो दोस्तों, ये थी कहानी पहिए की और आप सुन रहे थे हिस्ट्रीज मिस्ट्रीज आरजे उबैद के साथ। आपसे फिर मुलाकात होगी, तब तक के लिए सुनते रहिए रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM। चलो बात करके देखते हैं।
You were listening to History's Mysteries. For sales, marketing and brand promotions, write to us on Radio Manu at manu.edu.in.
So join the wave, come along for the ride. Radio Manu 90.0 FM, we're by your side. चलो बात करके देखते हैं.
Your voice, your guide.
आप सुन रहे हैं सहेली संवाद, रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM का वुमेन्स शो।
Welcome back on Saheli Samvad. We're in conversation with Priya on her entrepreneurial journey on today's topic, women in business. So Priya, before the break, you just were talking about the role from being going into teaching, into medical transcription, into the IT field. And the next way you ventured into was in the restaurant business. So if you can share a little bit about that. What were some highlights? What were some challenges? How did you navigate? Was it your idea? Did you work with your partner? Many questions around that.
Yeah, sure. So it was basically my husband's idea. He always loved cooking. So that is when I thought, and he was trying to expand and he needed help. So I just ventured and helped him. It started with that. But then slowly I moved on with the experience. I moved on to running my own restaurant.
Okay.
So that was the highlight point, I could say.
Okay.
But the challenges are
Is
many.
it a different restaurant?
Yeah, it was a different restaurant. So the challenges are with labor all the time.
Okay.
So we were finding difficult with managing the people. So that was one concern.
Yeah.
That's always
So how
been
did
there.
it feel competing? So your husband was running a business, you were running a business, restaurant business, both of you.
Yeah.
So were you all competing with each other as
Yes,
well?
of course. That was the point.
Okay.
So we had some competition. Like at the end of the day, we used to discuss who were making more money. So
Nice.
that was the only thing.
Yeah.
Other than that, we also used to talk about recipes. But my husband is more focused than me. Every day night, he just before going to sleep, it is his idea that every day night he makes it a point that he should watch some video on food. Only then he can go to sleep.
Okay.
So every time I get up from my sleep, I'll be hearing something like how to make chicken biryani or how to make this or that.
Yeah.
So that's one very funny part.
Yeah. So curious question. So both of you would run a restaurant business. Both of you would cook, I'm assuming.
Yes.
So both of you all cooked at your restaurants, but when you all came home, what were the roles like? Would both of you cook? What would happen at home?
So at home, it was only me cooking. But definitely when I'm tired, my husband used to cook.
Okay.
But in the restaurant, we have to be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
We have to be in the kitchen. It's not like you can sit outside and be managing.
Yeah.
It has to be inside kitchen and you have to do work. There were times when people had not shown up and we have done cooking.
Yeah.
So in the morning we go cook and come back home, again bathe and go back to the restaurant to manage.
Yeah.
So those were the difficult things that we had to do.
Yeah. So just because we're also talking about gender, expectations, roles, all of these things. Was there conflict ever there? Only asking out of curiosity again.
Yes.
Especially because you were also, both of you were running this business, both of you, but the expectation from you to cook when you came back home, was that a struggle? Was that something you were okay with? Was there some negotiation at home around that? How did that work?
Mostly it was, I generally take it over.
Okay.
But then I did see my young sons
Yeah.
who were always there to help me.
Yeah.
So that was one highlight point where, I was inspiring those children also. And I'm sure that should be the behavior from expected from all the boys.
Yeah.
So they should help the wives when they get married.
Yeah.
And they were seeing their father do it.
Yeah.
So that was one thing, that was, but majorly it was me who was doing the cooking.
Yeah. So was there conflict? Was there struggle?
Sometimes yes.
Okay.
Sometimes yes, but not always.
Not always. Okay. Great. Thank you so much for sharing that. We're talking about a very interesting thing about understanding how two partners who are in a restaurant business, when they cook at their workplace, what happens when they come back home, and do they continue cooking? Is there conflict? What's happening there? We're in conversation with Priya. Please stay tuned with us. We'll be right back after this short break on Saheli Samvad.
You're listening to Saheli Samvad, Radio Manu 90.0 FM's Women's Show. आप सुन रहे हैं रेडियो मानू, एक कम्युनिटी रेडियो स्टेशन।
So join the wave, come along for the ride. Radio Manu 90.0 FM, we're by your side. चलो बात करके देखते हैं.
Your voice, your guide.
ये है रेडियो मानू 90.0 FM। आइए अब सुनते हैं द माइंडफुल मिनट।
The person who says it cannot be done should not interrupt the person who's doing it. A Chinese proverb.
आप सुनकर हैरान रह जाएंगे कि हर नाकामी अपने दामन में कामयाबी व कामरानी के फूल लिए हुए है। नेपोलियन हिल।
सत्याग्रह की लड़ाई हमेशा दो प्रकार की होती है, एक जुल्मों के खिलाफ और दूसरी स्वयं की दुर्बलता के विरुद्ध। ये कहा था सरदार पटेल ने।
This is Radio Manu 90.0 FM. You were listening to the Mindful Minute. मार्केटिंग और ब्रांड प्रमोशंस के लिए हमसे राब्ता करें radiomanu@manu.edu.in पर।
So join the wave, come along for the ride. Radio Manu 90.0 FM, we're by your side. चलो बात करके देखते हैं.
Your voice, your guide.
You're listening to Saheli Samvad, Radio Manu 90.0 FM's Women's Show.
Welcome back on Saheli Samvad. We're in conversation with Priya on her entrepreneurial journey on today's topic, women in business. So Priya, before the break, we were talking about, work roles in running a business, what happens at work and what happens when you come home in terms of cooking, but also wanted to understand about family and looking after family and taking care of family, because running two restaurants separately can be a taxing job, right? It is a lot of work. There's a lot happening. It's busy. Evenings are sometimes busier than the mornings. So there's all of that happening. So how do you all also manage home? What kind of support systems? How do you navigate that? Especially as a woman, when the expectations are often from you to balance both work and home, when that may not be there for everybody.
So basically we were having CC cameras at home. Mm-hmm. So I used to sit and watch that and be taking care of children at home.
Okay.
Because it is expected from the children also. It's like they want mom back at home when they come back from school, college, work. So now my children are grown up and one of them is working and one of them is studying.
Yeah.
But still that expectation is there. Mom, when are you coming back home?
Yeah.
And also evenings are a little bit hectic for us and it's difficult to manage in the evening.
Yeah.
So that is when we use CC, at least I use CC camera. My husband also monitors through CC camera the other restaurant.
Okay.
And also like he sometimes goes and checks personally.
Okay.
But those are all surprise visits.
Yeah, thanks.
So that is how we do. But mostly it is for a woman to run the family when it comes back. That's what I have seen.
Yeah.
And that's what I've experienced.
Yeah.
And I feel that, if women are at home for some time, the children are academically doing a bit better is what I felt. That's my personal experience. But I mean, whenever, that's why I took breaks when my children were in 10th, 12th. That is when I took breaks.
So one way to look at it is that you're getting the affection, right? Like when your sons are also saying that, Mom, when are you coming home? We want you to be back. So one way to look at that is, of course, affection from family. Do you sometimes feel that you don't get time for yourself, or that may be a burden? Saying sometimes I don't want anybody to want me. It's called, there's this term called JOMO, which is joy of missing out. If you've heard of it. So sometimes, do you ever feel like I don't want to be called? I want me time for myself.
That was there when the children were young. But later on, as they started growing, they also became very busy. So sometimes now I feel that when I go back home, children are not there at home. One is playing, one is on the computers, and they are busy with their own lives, or they're meeting the friends.
Yeah.
And also my husband is not there, so I have more of me time. So it's me and my 2 dogs.
Yeah, okay. Very curious to ask you, so when your husband was running this restaurant and you decided to start your own restaurant as well, why did you start it? Did you start it because you like cooking?
So it was the confidence that my husband gave me that I should run something like that.
But did you start it because you like cooking?
No.
I'm assuming and asking you.
No. I never liked cooking so much.
Oh.
But back home, whenever I used to cook, there was some kind of a science that my husband was wanting always, He wanted the food to be perfect.
Yeah.
So every day I had to balance that, I had to think how much, what to do. And he used to always say, whatever curries I make should match with what I'm making with the rest of the stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
So that kind of balance he was always wanting to strike for me.
So your partner started because he likes cooking?
He likes cooking and I was assisting him. Then I started focusing more on it.
Yeah.
And then we started one more restaurant. Basically, it was more of help for him.
Okay.
But then my focus was always into educating people.
Yeah.
I was always focused on education.
Yeah.
So I felt education is more of empowerment.
Yeah.
And I feel that, people who are in education should also focus on these points. They should not just come, teach and go away.
Yeah.
They should also focus on, what they are imparting to the children.
So I'm coming back to the restaurant business question because that has been very interesting in your journey that you shared. Cooking was not something that you were fully interested in. You learned along the way and you built that skill along the way. So what else was the skills that you built in running that restaurant? So for our audience, if we have to talk about, if somebody is interested in starting a restaurant business, then what all are the things that they need to think of? What all are the components
Yeah, you
to
can
run
say
a business?
you can say managerial skills are required.
Yeah.
So that is what is the main focus, if you want to, and because a person who is in the restaurant business should know cooking and also how to manage it.
Yeah.
So those were important points. And if there were a lot every day, it's a challenge because I don't know who is going to show up. By 10 o'clock, I should have everybody in the kitchen. Otherwise, I know there is some kind of a concern.
Yeah.
So that is where, because people used to come for lunch by 12:30.
Yeah.
So everything has to be ready by, at least people should be present by 10.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm all there to cook.
Yeah.
So we slowly start with cooking, and then we have to we pick up the pace as and when the time moves on.
Yeah.
So that is how it has been.
So there's a lot of people managing that needs to happen
Yes.
along the way when
Yes.
you're running a restaurant. What else? What were the other skills that you needed to build along the way in running your business?
You have to advertise yourself well. That's
So
what I
marketing,
felt.
communication,
Marketing is there.
all of these, yeah.
And right now there are a lot of ways to market also. So
Social
that's
media.
big. Social media.
Social media. being a
Exactly.
wing. So great. Those were two. So three, I think. One was the skills of cooking itself, what is bringing people to the restaurant. Then there's people management. Then there's marketing, communication. What were the others along the way?
So I think you should have the empathy for the workers. That's what I felt,
Yeah.
They are also with you all the time.
Yeah.
And then when I come back home, people are still working in the restaurant. My people are working in my restaurant.
Yeah.
So that kind of, when you should give breaks,
Yeah.
when you should actually help those people.
Yeah.
So that is how it is. And so that is the main reason we provide them food and stay with us.
Yeah.
And so we never differentiate or question them when they eat.
Yeah. And,
So
and I
that
think
is
that's a
when
big tool, especially when we're working with people, right? Like how
Correct.
do we build empathy with our staff, with our employees, with everybody who's working with us?
Correct.
Yeah. And along that, what else?
You also grow, Along once that starts, they also start feeling it's their own thing. And actually we have people who have been working with us for 12, 15 years. So that is how our bonding has been.
Yeah. And the ownership that they also have as they
Yes.
stay on with you, as they continue to work with you, then how they look at it as their own.
Correct. They also, most of them are not from Hyderabad, they're from Orissa.
Yeah.
So they take 1 month off in their entire year. They just go and come back. But we know for sure that they're coming back. We don't have to call them.
Yeah.
They will come back on their own.
Yeah.
They book flight tickets, we pay them.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. So I think it's really also about building that culture of trust, building the culture of empathy along the way.
Correct.
When you're managing any business along the way.
Correct. And women are more focused, on all this decision makings.
Yeah.
So it is for men, it might not be so important is what I feel.
Yeah. Because they're not
but
also
yeah.
told, they're not conditioned to.
Correct. But women make these decisions more effectively is what I felt.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Priya, for joining us today and being part of this conversation and really what it takes for a woman to be an entrepreneur, for a woman to be in business. What are the different elements to think of? What are the different things to keep in mind when we're running successful businesses? Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Monisha.
That was today's episode of Saheli Samvad in conversation with Priya, who's an entrepreneur, a content writer right now with children's books. We'll be back on another day with another guest on another episode of Saheli Samvad. Till then, this is RJ Monisha signing off.
आप सुन रहे थे सहेली संवाद रेडियो मानो 90.0 FM पर। चलो बात करके देखते हैं।
You are listening to Radio Manu 90.0 FM. चलो बात करके देखते हैं.